Good afternoon. Thanks for coming to see my presentation. Get myself set up here. Okay, so Sipa Resources, we're Australian ASX listed, typically greenfields style exploration company. Currently have projects in Australia and Africa. Standard disclaimer. A bit of background on the company. After a recent consolidation early August last year, we've got 142 million shares on issue, a few options. The share price is just a bit off that now, so market cap just under $10 million, $2 million in cash, a couple of major shareholders, private individuals there, and the Sipa board, most of whom have been with the company for several years. I'm the new guy, just been here 2 days. And the others are Tim Kenny, formerly at Independence Group, a geologist. Myself, I'm also a geologist. Karen Field, she's a long history in operational kind of roles and currently at Horizon, large Australian stock market listed company. And Craig, some of you may know, a corporate finance background. So we have a kind of typical greenfields mineral exploration type strategy. I describe us as enduring, well before my time, obviously, listed on the ASX in '87, and we've got a couple of discoveries under our belt that leave the company with a couple of royalties. We're hoping will come in. One in particular, Sulphur Springs, VMS base metals discovery, currently owned by VentureX. We have we describe ourselves, I guess, as first movers in kind of frontier terrains, and that I'll talk about our two major projects which fit the bill there. But we've got a Ugandan nickel copper discovery, and we've got a large position in the Paterson, which has been a bit of a hot area in the last year or so, and we've been there since 2016. Strong kind of technical expertise in-house, and typically prefer to identify projects, progress them to a particular a point where we can fund them internally, and then partner with others to take them further. So the investment opportunity at Sipa is leverage to exploration success. We've got multiple projects, and gradually building long-term kind of competitive advantage through our in-house technical capability. We take typically large land holdings in key districts that we're interested in, and build value in-house as much as possible. Both of our key assets are actually Sipa discoveries. As I said, we prefer to build assets rather than purchase, so both of these projects were Sipa-generated projects. I'll talk first about our Uganda nickel copper project, and then also about the Paterson North project. So in Uganda, we've got a very large land holding, about 100 kilometre long belt scale, tenement position there, all 100% owned. And with, I guess, the company first went into Uganda in 2011, big regional soils program initially, and gradually zeroed in on the current tenement package, across which everything from geophysics through to drilling has been undertaken. One discovery in particular at Akelikongo, nickel copper in ultramafic intrusion there, and there's multiple other intrusions there to follow up. To date, we've spent about 16 million Aussie on exploration in Uganda, including 4.2 that was funded by Rio, 4.2 US that was funded by Rio over the last 2 years. And the kind of prize we're chasing is large nickel copper sulphides, sulphide deposit, so high value kind of target worth persisting. In 2019, within the joint venture, a large amount of regional exploration was undertaken, everything from mapping, rock chip sampling, soil sampling, several gravity surveys, and drilling at 3 prospect areas. And bulk of that was focused around Akelikongo, I'll talk about shortly. There's a large number of these kind of fertile ultramafic intrusions across our tenement package. Those are those kind of pink blobs there, and so several to follow up. Akelikongo is the only one that's really been subjected to significant drilling. So in 2019, the kind of pink blobs there you can see are, gravity anomalies. So gravity is clearly a very good tool for identifying these mineralised ultramafic intrusions. And the more drilling we've done at Akelikongo, the more mineralisation we discovered. So the most recent 8 holes, 5 of them intersected mineralisation, and the main ore body remains open down plunge. The important point about our Uganda project is that Rio Tinto, we've been in joint venture with Rio Tinto since May 2018. 2 days ago, coinciding with my arrival, they elected to pull out of the joint venture. So I'm not sure what they heard about me, but it can't have been good. But the interesting thing about this is that the most recent drill results came out roughly at the same time. So it's hard to see why they decided to discontinue that from a geological on a geological basis. So the ground is now reverted to the joint venture will terminate in 3 months, and the ground reverts to Sipa 100%. While we've been working in Uganda, put a lot of effort into a community development program covering pretty much the entire project area and beyond, which has built our capacity to operate in the district, and there's certainly lots of goodwill. We're one of the more active explorers in Uganda. Okay, moving back to Australia. So Paterson North, it's been a hot district, I guess. A lot of publicity in the last 18 months since Rio made their discovery at Winu, and we've been active in the area since about 2016. Have a very large tenement package there with a couple of prospects in particular. Obelisk, for example, where we've identified copper-gold mineralisation. Again, this is one of those projects. It's all undercover, and there's plenty of people that have picked up a lot of ground there. Is there mineralisation on a lot of these projects? People aren't sure yet, but I guess that's one of the things about our project. We do know that we have got mineralisation to be followed up. In the last year, Sipa undertook another drill program, which basically doubled the size of the mineralised footprint. You can kind of see that the ground's all completely undercover, so the only way to really determine if there's anything at all there is get the drill bit going. So expanded the size of the existing mineralised footprint, found a couple of new prospects, so we've got more things to follow up this year. Another slide basically telling you the same thing, and you can see the Winu deposit down there to the southwest. Okay, so as well as those 2 key projects of ours that I just mentioned, we've got another pipeline of other very greenfield style projects, all located in Australia, and again all generated internally, owned by Sipa 100%. And I guess just talking to one of them, Wolf Basin, oops, there we go. So Wolf Basin, for example, amazingly enough, still in Western Australia, there's large areas that haven't had the basement tested. There's no drilling there, and first visit by the geos, there's a zinc gossan sticking out of the ground. So there's still opportunities to find new provinces, new areas to drill, and that's what we'll do, keep building that portfolio and testing them. And looks like I've run out of time, but in 2020 there's a few things left to do in Uganda and also Australia. So thanks for your attention.